Yeah, man. New theme song. New theme song on You feel me? Let me show y'all my pretty face. You know how it gets down. Happy to see y'all. Happy to see y'all. You know how it is. Happy to see y'all. Now, today, tonight, I want to know, have you thought about the true government? You know, the sun, the moon, the planets. I would say sun, moon, and stars, but that's a little bit redundant. You feel me? The true government. Okay? The true government. What is a government? What does the sun, moon, and stars do? What does the planets do? You know? How about your mom when she gestated you for 9 going on 10 months, if you were full cycle, full term? I want to talk about cycles, how cycles are the government. Okay? Now, government means the relation between a governed and a governed word. So that's what we get from the stupid ass dictionary. The group of people in an office at a particular time. This is what they want to tell us that a government means. A group of people in an office. So yeah, okay, we're talking about a corporation. Now, obviously, I guess we're not talking about what is a government, man. You look it up on Google, you're not going to find what a government is. The governing body of a nation. Governing body of a nation, that's not what what's a government? The system by which a nation, state, or community is governed? That's not, come on Google, help me out here. I'm dumb, I want to be smart. What's a government? The action or manner of controlling or regulating a nation, organization, or people? Okay, so maybe if we just stop in the middle of that somewhere, the action or manner of controlling or regulating a... So what does the sun do? Controls and regulates. What does the moon do? Control, regulate. What do the planets do? Control, regulate. What does the Earth's gravitational pull? We call it gravity, but it's really magnetism. we're spinning away, right? We spinning. By spinning, the electromagnetic field around us pulls things closer to us. That's a government. The fact that by us spinning, we have electromagnetic field, and then we pull the moon close, like the moon's stuck here because we're spinning, and that joint just got a little too close to us and was like, all right, now fuck it, I'm stuck with you. I'm spinning around you now. Controlling, regulating. You feel me? So here we go. That's a good first little start. But what about how the sun just shines on our earth, and we have apples, we have grapes, papayas, pomegranates, just by the mere fact of sun doing what it do, emitting ions and photons. Our earth interprets that in our ionosphere. It goes through the ionosphere, the ions that the sun puts off, goes through the ionosphere. Our earth interprets that. So that's the government right there. Boom. That's the working body politic. The sun, ions, the earth, ionosphere, communicating with each other. Getting that shit through. And then what? We get, depending on how much water falls on that particular piece of carbon, we know to be a tree. See? Hydrates the carbon, carbohydrate, you know what I mean? But what I'm saying is that the sun is that governing body. The sun is, it's a body of light. It's a fucking body of, you know what I'm saying? They say it's lava or hot fucking whatever the fuck they call it. The sun is hot. It's not hot. The sun is not hot. That's a fallacy. Common misconception. You know what I'm saying? It's not hot in space. It's just not hot in space. Like, it's silly to sound like. It's just not hot in space. It's hot on Earth when the sun goes through our atmosphere. When our oxygen interprets that, they communicate with each other. Okay? That's a confederacy. That's a federal government. One state communicating with another state, and them two being together, and that gives us a federal government. Now, federal is not, see, that's why I wanted to do this with y'all. This is why I wanted to have this convo with y'all, because it's a fallacy. It's a common misconception when people say things like the government shutting down. I'm like, nah, that's not true. My body's governing itself. My brain rose me up today when the sun came up. I got up. I was hungry. I went to get food. My hands do that. My arms connected to my yeah. That's a government. Mind, body, and soul. Government. Now, when people say, oh, the government shut down, false. Oh, you know what I mean? The federal government is shut down. They think federal means United States. People think they don't do no reading. They don't read. I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing at people. But listen, they don't know what the word federal even means. They just have been told it their whole lives, and they think it means the United States Corporation. But federal do not mean the United States Corporation. I bet you would shit yourself. I bet you never even thought the fact that other countries have federals. They're federals. Other countries are federal. Because federal is just a term. It's only a term given to the simple nature, the simple fact of how government works, of how this is the nature of how government works. I'll show you. This is the nature of it. Your mom, your dad come together. That's federal. Two states coming together. That's a confederacy. Confederacy. In the middle of it, the root of that word is federa. Okay? C is C is the suffix. Con is the prefix. So con, federa, right? Federa, C. Alright? You walking with me? Federal. Confederacy. A confederacy is two states, is an agreement. It's a coming together. It's a pact between, a mutual pact. That's a confederacy. Now we have a federal government. It's a confederacy of states. It's a government, a confederacy, a government, a governmental confederacy, a federal government. Now, the sun, moon, and the planets is doing that, my G. You dig? That's already happening. It's still happening. The federal government is not shut down. It's just not. They are not us, okay? The corporation that you're referring to as whatever is falling or whatever is shutting down is, it's not you. That is not you, okay? That was created before you were born, as well as the fact that, you know what I'm saying, it is an artificial entity. It is not even a real entity. So you can't identify with that, you know? I'm not going to identify it. Well, my guitar is an actual thing over there. I can't identify as my guitar. I can't. But what I'm saying is that, say I made a song. If I name the song hardcore song, right? Hardcore song. I can't identify as the hardcore song. The hardcore song is just an abstract thing. You can't identify as the United States of America, corporation. You can identify as those dudes because why? That was just an entity, an idea drafted on paper, just like my song was an idea drafted on paper. A United States corporation was an idea drafted on paper that people agreed upon to call this land, okay? You're not them. They're not you. There's no them. There is no them, and you can't. There is no one. We're not talking about no one. We're talking about an idea. My song is not a person. My song is just something I wrote on paper. The United States of America is not a person. It's not a nothing. It's literally something written on paper that everyone agrees to call this land. And in a lot of pieces of paper, we've written and called this land that, and called some people, the overseers of that, so it's like, okay, who can sing this song? It's like covered by Fall Out Boy, written by Rocket Rose, though, you know what I mean? Performed by the Bull, covered by Drake. See, overseeing something that is abstract. However, it might have been drafted by homie Ben Franklin or the Bull, John Adams and them. Their idea, their drafted document, perpetuated, copied or covered like a song by other people. Obama, George Bush. They're covering their song. They're covering their lyrics. Oh yeah, I'm the president of America. It's just an abstract. They're just talking about an abstract thing and who controls that at what point. Like, who's singing my song, or even who owns the rights to my song. My boy made the beat, I wrote the lyrics though. You know what I'm saying? So maybe we like, okay, now only they can sing it. They got to make their own beat though. Or I don't know, maybe I'm getting confusing with it, but what I'm saying is that the abstract idea is not a true government. It's an abstract idea. It could never govern anything. What it has done is that people agree with the concept, and then they go out every day in the name of that idea, telling you to do what? Pull over, show me your license, put your hands on the car, don't move or I'll shoot, stuff like that. Now, they are not a part of the drafted document, the original one, the original song. They didn't draft the Constitution, but what they did is say is I took an oath to it. They took an oath to it. They agreed to not make that look crazy. So you can sing my song, but listen, I need to get royalties off of it, and that shit need to be correct, or else you can't even play it. If it's shitty, then you can't, you know? You can't have no one butchering your joint. And you have to have the agreement between you and the artist. Now, excuse my dog. Thanks. Come on. Go. Okay. Alright, so the sun, moon, and the stars are the true government. What you're calling a government is just an idea written on paper, as if we're talking about someone's song or something, or maybe even a draft to a movie, a screenplay. See? And in that screenplay, we might have talked about like a play. Okay, we got the Nutcracker. The Nutcracker isn't a real, it's not real. But what we have is the idea, and different people can play the different roles of it. One person can play this guy, one person can play that guy. You can give it to a whole new cast. A whole new cast. And what? They'll all play the same roles. You see? Tyson. No. Up here. Lay down. Lay down. You can give it to a whole new cast. It'll all play the same roles, but what they're doing is they know the concept of what they're trying to get across. They're not the real Nutcracker and shit. Even the people when they did it weren't the real Nutcracker and shit. They were writing, it was an idea that they agreed on. You see? When the Constitution was drafted, the people knew that what they were doing is setting up a third party, but they are the true ones. You know? You can't be, it's like, I'm the true one. If I'm the true one, and I write a draft saying, alright, well, here's an idea. Lay down. If I'm the true one, I write a song, or I write a draft, or I write a play. Here is all the roles. I know, even if it's about me, like a autobiography or something, I'm the true dude. Anyone that plays this or does this is not me. What they're doing is being a character. These people are being characters, and they're position holders. They are not true. They're not really governing nothing. The sun governs. The moon governs. The planets govern. Your mom governs. See? We, the people, govern. Your mind, body, and soul govern you. So, let's back it up. I had to go in real quick, just in case anybody was like, antsy and didn't want to wait. Had to get the meat and potatoes out the way. Now we can, sauce it up. Now, what does the moon govern? Water. And I keep saying your mother governs. Your mother's the governor. The moon governs water. What happens when you're born? Your mother's waters break. Your mother's waters break. The moon governs the water. The moon has 13 cycles in a year. Okay? Now, is it 13? I think the sun has 13 and the moon has 9. But I'm pretty sure that's what it is. The sun has 13 cycles and the moon has 9. Right? And you're born after 9 cycles. Nothing is by coincidence, or is it? Because coincidence literally is coincidence. So it's coinciding. Things coinciding are a coincidence because they're, a coincidence. So literally, when it is a coincidence, it is a coincidence. So it's like the moon governs water. Your mother gives life to you, and her waters break. Government. The true government is your mom when she was gestating you, and she had to make the right choices over that state. The state is a growing fetus. The state is 9 months or 2, 3, 4, 5 months, whatever. The state is the trimester she was in. The state is how good you're standing in condition. The state is, any given situation at any time. Your mom was the governor of that. She decided where she put herself while she was pregnant with you. So maybe you didn't, get hurt. She could have got hit in the belly. She had to be careful. That's governing. That's a governor. That's a governor. That's a government. Not only that, but how about without her consciously governing, without her consciously being a governor, how about her insides were governing how the baby was growing? Like, the cells have to teach the other cells what DNA and what different phenotypes and what genotypes that the baby's gonna get, which type of qualities and traits from which parent. That's a government. How about the fact that the baby's fetus has to, it has to turn into a heart. Those blood vessels have to turn into a heart, and the heart has to beat, and then it has to turn into a lung. Those lungs have to breathe. All that is a government. The governor is the mother's DNA. her DNA is governing, and it is sending information to the cells. So when the cells get their information, they act a certain way. That's a government. So the sun governs the earth because it feeds us. When it hits us, hits the ground and gives us fruit. The moon governs the water, the tides, women's cycles. The mother governs the fetus in the womb. No. Up here. Lay down. Come on. Let's go. The mother governs the fetus. Come on. Come on. Lay down. If it's not a mother, if it's not... How about the planets? The planets. You're like, oh, wait, the planets? Yes, the planets. They all govern. See? Moon, emotions, the Mars, your will, your intent. Mercury, your communication. You know? Venus, your love. So, the true government is always active. And the only reason the government shut down is because the people are shut down. The people don't know that the government is the sun, moon, and the planets. By you not knowing that the government is the sun, moon, and the planets, that's how the government... No, lay down. Come on. Lay down. Like, if you are the government, which you are, because you're the people, and you don't know that you're the government, then the government is shut down. Also, if you're the people, right? Authorities derived by the consent of the governed, right? Authority is derived by the consent of the governed. So since you're being governed by the sun, moon, and the stars, right? And you're saying things like the sun or the government shut down. But the government's not shut down because the sun, moon, and stars still do what it do. That means that the government is shut down because in your mind, the government is shut down. In your mind, if the government is shut down, the government is shut down. But it's not those dudes that you think that you're talking about. Those dudes that you're talking about, like I said, are, you know, they're holding positions, or they're actors in a play that was created a long time ago. They're covering a song. They're covering somebody else's song. You feel me? They are one with an idea. They're at one with an idea, and they all go out every day and they, you know, perpetuate the idea. They act in that mentality. That is the state. You see, the state is a mentality. The state is a condition, is a mental condition. That's why we call it a mental state. Come on, lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Like, if your mentality is that of, oh, yeah, the United States Corporation, you know, they are legitimate. And, oh, United States corporation. I work for them. You see? That means that is your state. Your state is, you know, well, incompetent, but your state is, excuse me, it's like your state is whatever state you call it, like Maryland or fucking, you know what I'm saying, New York. Like, if that's your state, it's your mind. You say that. Like, when you make up your mind, that's your mind state. You know? So when you think that it's something, it is. Only because you think it is, though. You see? By your consent. By your agreement. By you calling it that. Only you can. You know what I'm saying? We are the people. We're the only ones. You know what I'm saying? But everyone is lost. Everyone is asleep, as they would call it. Lay down. If everyone's asleep, the government shut down. That sucks. It's horrible. But it's the truth. So, new moon's tomorrow, kind of tonight, but tomorrow. It hits 0%, I think, tomorrow. If it's gonna hit 0% tomorrow, then I need everyone to probably take a good new moon bath. Or wash your hair, cleanse. Somebody told me not to cleanse under a new moon. 2 people have. Yo, I'm dead ass. I'm serious about my shit. Like, tell me not to cleanse under a new moon. I cut them off. What? Play around with my magic? Like, motherfuckers, man, will try to tell you what to do with your magic, bro. When you are the one, you are the creator of the universe. That's crazy. How's somebody gonna tell you doing magic wrong? Like, don't work like that. Somebody try to tell you magic don't work like that. You tell them it don't work like that. It don't work like you saying you think it's working. Like, you wrong. It worked like I say it worked. Like, it's magic, my G. Idiot. Like, I had an ex-John talking about oh yeah, that's a new moon. That's a full moon. You're supposed to clean under a full moon. I said, that don't even sound right. Clean under a full moon? Why? When everything is fully there, everything halfway there, you already done manifested it all. You already done brought it into fruition. Now you waiting for it to, you know what I mean? Like, why you cleaning then? I'm trying to clean on the beginning of the joint. Like, give me a clean slate so I can manifest all the way these next couple of strongs, these next 2 strongs, these next 14 days. And so I can get to that full moon with that whole clean slate. I'll fill that up. You know what I mean? So by the time the next full moon comes, I'll be ready to clean again. And it's like, how does that not make sense? First of all, if it don't make sense, I'm sorry. Like, you might need to get your thinking cap on. Secondly, I had a old homie, right? He's like, take a bath. He's talking about something. Oh, mind you, I put him onto the game, right? Astrology. You see what I'm saying? Cosmology. When he literally told me, nah, why do I need that shit? And I'm like, you need it for this, you want it for that. I'm sure, like, you want to manifest, you talk about, so why don't you, the moon and the stars and the planet? Homie, like, a couple years later, all right, he into it. Next thing you know, he talking about something, You taking baths under fucking new moons? Like, why would you do that? I'm like, so I can have a clean slate. He like, you don't want to do that until it's 1%. He said you don't want to clean until it's 1% or wash or something. Cleanse underneath of a 0%. He said any manifestation you do underneath of a 0% moon is basically not being manifested or whatever. I said, I'm not doing no manifesting or nothing. I'm cleaning so I can manifest underneath the moon cycle. Like, that's why I do it under the full moon. Like, there's nothing. And then it's like, if there's nothing up there, then I'm like free to just clean. And then once the 1% come, then I'm on a whole new cycle. Time to go. So that's why I wanted to get cleared out. Stop. I was like, no, lay down. I'm like, that's why I wanted to get it cleared out so that I can have my clean slate when the 1% come. Niggas is like, yo, like whole argument and everything. Like, trying to tell me how to be me. How to tell me how to communicate with me, the universe. What? Like, you gots to go. I don't need that type of toxicity in my life, bro. Lay it down. Stop. Cut it out. So it's like, whatever you feel like is your manifestation tool, that's what you probably should be doing. And then if you're not listening to yourself, don't go listening to everyone else. You need to look inside yourself, first of all. I don't see nothing about magic that says anything about anyone else. It says sorcery. Next thing, when I think about it, I'm like, sorcery, the truest source is yourself. The closest way to get to the source, I would say, is inside. So it's like, who could tell you how to do anything? Secondly, not only can no one tell you how to do nothing, anyone that tells you how not to do nothing, yeah, that's, I wouldn't vibe with that. If they're telling you how not to work your magic, yeah, they're trying to stifle your shit. That's a telltale sign. I've been there. You know what I mean? Unless they're giving you, I mean, like, homie saying, oh yeah, we'll do it under the first, and you're like, nah. Like, I got an actual planned out, like stop. I could see if I was just ignorant, like, oh, well, I don't know, no, like, and I showed you, my G, like, what the fuck is you talking about? Like, wild. Shit's wild. People be crazy. But I do my cleansing under the new moon 0% because under the 0%, you got no action. No action up there. You know what I'm saying? All potential. It's literally a clean slate in the sky. Why wouldn't I want my clean slate? Why wouldn't I want to clean my slate at the same time? It just doesn't make sense. Why not? Like, also, once the moon starts coming into visibility, you're in a whole new cycle. Like, that 0%, my nigga, yo, homie try to argue with me like, yo, blah, blah, blah. I said, I want to clean it out while there's nothing. He said, well, Then he wants to say, oh, there's no time where there's nothing. I said, there's a time where it's 0000, my G. There's literally a time on the clock where it goes 0000. You feel me? That's when it's 12 a.m. and not 1 second past that. So when it's 0000, like 000, like when that happens is when niggas is, I mean, I'm talking about as far as the moon goes, moon cycle. When that happens is when I'm trying to clean out. Like, I don't want 1 second on my clock before I start cleaning. You know what I'm saying? Like, that clock need to be clean. You know what I mean? So, ain't gonna argue, oh, well, blah, 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 you know what I'm saying? That's only for a minute. Like, niggas just won't argue. Oh, no, it's never 0000 on the clock. Yeah, it is. It's 0000 at one point or another every day. It's completely empty. Like, before it's even a new day. You feel me? Before it's even a whole new day. Before 00001, 2, 3, 4. Like, before the first millisecond. It's completely, like, not yesterday, not today. For a split second. Right? Every day it happens. Like, does that start a new day? Wait, no, I'm not talking about the first second of the new day. I'm talking about literally when it hits. And then it goes to 1 second and 2 seconds and 3 seconds. That's when, as far as the moon cycle goes, that's when I'm like, yeah, when it's 0%, zero visibility, that's when you should be doing your baths. That's when you should be doing your washing, your clean. Why not? It only makes perfect sense because you would want to clean out everything out the way so that you can get that. It's like starting a new day. It's like cleaning everything out before a new day. Like, get everything cleaned out. That's the government. Now you're becoming a governor. You see, you're getting more action in your life. You're working with the moon. Now you're being a confederacy and with the moon. That's a federal government. Your mental state, right? The moon's state of existence and being, the cycle that it's on, see? All that, and you communicating with it makes that federal. Boom. So, you and the moon got a federal government going on as soon as you start working with that hoe. As soon as you start maneuvering with that bitch. You get aligned or lined up or, you know what I'm saying, tuned in with the moon or what the moon's doing, when the moon's doing it, you're a federal governor. You're a federal government with the moon. Start governing. Take a cleanse, 0% visibility every cycle. Write down, like, write down all your, ambitions for the next cycle. Get them in your head. Get them out loud. That's going to be the stepping stones for the next 2 strongs, 14 days. I don't say weak, I say strong. I don't speak that spell over my life. I don't have weeks. I don't have weeks, I have strongs. Like, my week ended. I had a weekend last time, the weekend. I said, oh, weekend? All right, cool. And I never went back. I never had another week. Like, it was one good week. It's been a long weekend. I feel strong. Shit, I have a strong day every day. Fuck you mean. So, but the next 2 strongs, the next 14 days after you cleanse under the new moon and 0% visibility, you start to see different things in your life unfold where your mind was at that new moon. Where your mind was at that new moon, it really does begin to, things start to pop up into fruition. It's crazy. It's really crazy. It might even be the next day. As soon as it hit 1%, hey, yo, that shit is happening to me. I'm telling you. And that's why the homie said that. And I'm like, man, you a hoe for real. Like, you a straight hater, bruh. Like, hating. Like, why? For what? Like, because I'm what? Like, taking new moon baths, my G? Like, you fucking kidding me? Niggas be hating off of nothing. Like, oh, you took a new moon bath. That's wrong. You're supposed to take it in the full moon. Or you're supposed to take it at 1% visibility. You're not supposed to do it under 0%. I'm like, what? That don't even make sense. He said, oh yeah, you're not supposed, it's because you're not supposed to start anything until 1% visibility. I'm like, my G, I didn't start nothing. I cleaned out so that I can start under a clean slate, you fuck. Oh, nah. Then it's like, well, you did start something because you started the bathwater. Like, niggas just like to argue, yo. Niggas be beaming, yo. Like, fuck out of my face, my G. God damn. Like, can I live? Like Hov said, can I live? You feel me? Like motherfucking Hov said, my G, can I live? Cause niggas just be beaming, bro. So, yo, I'm dead ass. Like, homie was like, you started the bathwater, didn't you? So you did start something, and you're not supposed to start none unless it's the 1% visibility. You can't start under 0% visibility. It's going to backfire on you. He heard it from a fucking YouTube astrologer, which, I mean, whatever. She probably know her YouTube. She probably know her, sorry, I meant to say, she probably know her astrology like that. She probably is on point with her knowledge. I'm just saying. I didn't start nothing under the new 0% cycle, the 0% visibility. What I did was cleaned and cleansed my aura, detoxed my aura, clean my chakras, my mental state, my mental being, my electromagnetic, field. I cleansed that shit. I did a ritual to signify that, which was a bath. Okay? And we know that water, it's connected to the moon. The moon was at 0% visibility. So I basically got to clean under some water that wasn't even being affected by the moon at the time. I was like, let me just clean this shit off real quick before the moon started. Yeah, onto a new moon shit. Like, come on, my G. I didn't start a new anything. You started a new ritual. Like, that's not a new ritual. I do that ritual every cycle. So the ritual started a long time ago. You feel me? It's a cycle. It's a ritual I've been started under the 0% new moons. Like, I didn't just start it. Like, what if I had just started it on that 0%? Maybe you get a little bit of you haven't done it before, so you just started it, so you shouldn't start nothing. It's like, well, how could I start cleansing under a new moon if I'm not supposed to start anything under a new moon? Like, niggas, man. Sometimes woke niggas need to go to sleep. You feel me? It's like, but yeah, do that. Take a shower, new moon, wash your hair, or take a bath, new moon, 0% visibility. See the kind of things that pop up. See the manifestations. See the fruition. See the different things that come to fruition. Take my word. You feel me? It be like that. Also, real quick, you might want to know that, like I said before, any two things coming together creates a federal government. Any two governing things. So the sun and the moon governing Earth is a federal government. You and the moon, you doing a ritual with the moon is a federal government. Your state with the moon state, it's a federal government. Feel me? Do what y'all do, man. Do what y'all do.